plan is to do a hot girl summer by reading and not actually by working out and getting fit, so let's do it. Hi there, my name's Bethany, you're watching Writing Werewolf, and this is my hot girl summer TBR. I've seen a lot of other people doing these and I thought I would jump on it. In terms of hot girl summer, I am planning on reading a lot of feminist literature, books by female authors, and also a lot of romance books, which is quite out there for me. I think last year I just read a lot of horror and not much else. But yeah, this should be fun. I have my stack. Gonna go through all these books one by one and show you what's in them. It's a lot of books, but August, you know, I've got like 2.5, 3.5 months. That'll be fine. First up on this book list is Outlander, so I am planning on doing a little video on books set where I live, and this is close enough. So I'm gonna be reading this for that, but also because it's one of the most hyped romance books, I think, of the past couple of years. I mean, when it was a TV series and everybody's talking about it, I thought I'd give it a go. Basically, this nurse from World War II steps into a stone circle and gets transported back to roughly the Battle of Culloden. She meets and falls in love with a Jacobite. I think that's what the plot is. Then we have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So this is, I've already read this, not this copy, but I really liked this. I recently read Jane Eyre and that's inspired quite a few of these. This is a classic romance, one of the romances, I think, if anyone were to ask. And then once I've read this, I can then go and watch the 2005 film again with Keira Knightley. That's a good film. Along a similar lines, I also have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I've never read this, but reading Jane Eyre's kind of inspired me to read it. No idea what it's about. I know there's some ghosts, I think. Should be good though. The next two books on my lists are two that were both directly inspired by my reading of Jane Eyre. So the first is The Female Malady, which is a non-fiction book that looks at women and madness in English culture from like early 1800s to like late 1900s. It was mentioned on my mentioned in my coursework for reading Jane Eyre and analysing Jane Eyre, and I figure it'd be an interesting read, so I bought myself a copy. So I'm going to read that. And the second one is Wide Sargasso Sea. This is Jane Eyre, but told from the point of view of Rochester's first wife, who, spoilers for Jane Eyre, by the way, a book that's been out 200 years, but he locks her in the attic because she's mad. Next one, along the same lines, The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I've never actually read this, but I told someone on a forum that I had, so I'm going to read it now. I read the synopsis. It looks quite good. It looks surprisingly relatable. I feel like it's going to be one of those relatable books. I don't think it's supposed to be relatable, but it probably will be. The next one is Pandora's Jar, which is women in Greek myths. I really like Greek mythology. I think this will be a fresh take on it. I'm very excited to read it. I think it's a collection of short stories, I think. I'm a little bit obsessed with Hadestown and the story of Orpheus and Eurydice at the moment. Then I have Thomas Hardy's Test of the D'Urbervilles. So I love this book. I read it before I read this, and I read Far from the Madding Crowd, and I really enjoyed both of them. And I haven't read them for a while. It's been a good like 5 or 6 years, so I'm keen to get back into this. I like this sort of 1800s sort of England romances. I'm surprisingly keen on them for someone who mostly reads horror, but you know, take what I can get. I have Angela Carter's The Bloody Chamber, which is a collection of short stories that are all retellings of, or modern retellings of fairy tales. I've heard lots of good things about this. I haven't actually ever read it, but one of my courses I'm starting in October actually refers to this, and I think it's actually Far from the Madding Crowd, but I'm keen to get a wee head start, and I'll probably be reading this then as well. My last the course that I'm on just now, one of the previous units was on Mary Wollstonecraft, and she was a feminist philosopher, and the book, the one thing that she's well known for doing is a vindication on the rights of women, and this is her complete manuscript, which I'm keen to read and have a look at. It's very she was one of the sort of first women to advocate for feminism, and I'm keen to read her thoughts. We're just getting straight into romance now. So A Court of Thorns and Roses, I've already read this too. I read the first 3, which was the entire series at the time, and I'm planning on reading all of them, all 5 of them. However, A Court of Silver Flames is massive, and I don't know if I'm going to get through that, but hopefully I'll be able to read all of them. Yes, I am keen. I might do these for a video as well, for a YAs and adult video. Then I have From Blood and Ash which is, I have all 3 of these. I haven't read them yet, but I've heard good, well actually I've heard mixed things about them. They're like paranormal romance. I don't know if they're vampires or not. I'm keen. I want to see if they're any good. Should be interesting. I haven't read a straight out paranormal romance in like a long time, so I'm keen to see what I think about these. And hopefully I'll be able to get through all 3. And I have a little poetry collection is next. So The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace. And this one was also probably going to be for a video, but I am keen to. I heard a lot about this when it first came out, as well as Milk and Honey, which I also have a copy of. They're quite short poems, so I think I'll be able to get through it. It'll be interesting. I don't really read poetry before. I've never really delved into it, but I'm keen. The last book on my list is The Bargainer, which isn't actually a book. It's actually a series of books. The 4 books in the Bargainer series are Rhapsodic, A Strange Hymn, The Emperor of Evening Stars, and Dark Harmony. And I bought all 4 of them in this one big tome here because I was going to buy them all individually, and then they were all like 11 quid, and this was like 11 quid for all 4, and I was like, you know what, we're going for this one. This is also paranormal romance. I feel like it's like paranormal romance, supernatural romance, one of them. But I've heard interesting things about this as well, so I'm keen to give it a read. So that's all 14 of the books that I'm planning to read for my Hot Girl Summer in reading. I will hopefully update at the end of the summer with how many I've read and how many I didn't manage to get through. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you're planning to read this summer. I'm hoping to get more videos up soon. I have a bunch that I haven't edited yet, but they have been filmed. I just need to sit down and edit them. It shouldn't take a while. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more, please consider liking and subscribing. It really makes my day. You can follow me on my blog, writingwerewolf.wordpress.com, my Twitter @writingwerewolf, and my Instagram @writingwerewolf.reads for more content, for more bookish content. And on my blog I have book reviews and recommendations, things like that. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys later. Bye.